With the announcement of The Matrix 5 under Drew Goddard's direction and Lana Wachowski's production, opinions on said project have been mixed. Some say that the franchise has nowhere to go, and that another movie simply doesn't make sense. Many of these opinions are based on a superficial understanding of what the franchise represents. While some criticisms are valid, most are born from a deep lack of knowledge of what The Matrix is. Therefore, in this video, we will explain 5 frequently misunderstood concepts of the films. Will these points illuminate your perspective and change how you see The Matrix and its sequels? Did you know that Neo was never the one? Welcome to Matrix Explained.
Welcome to the desert of the real.
This case of deja vu is brought to you by Warner Brothers, who continually use their agents to claim our videos. Number 5. Neo was never the one. Many claimed that Matrix 4 was a bad movie because they were still under the impression that Neo is the one, but now Trinity is the one. These people accuse the filmmakers of modifying the Matrix story to appeal to modern sensibilities. In other words, to make the Matrix woke by perpetuating the current trend in Hollywood of substituting strong male leads with female counterparts. The outrage was justified since Neo is the one, right? No, Neo was never the one because the one never existed. People were upset by the idea of a new one who happens to be a female because they only remember the first movie. In The Matrix, it was revealed that Neo is the so-called one because he cheated death at the end of the movie.
How? He is the one.
The One was based on a messianic figure that inhabited the city of Zion, the last city of man. The religion of the Chosen One, as we have discussed in previous videos, was a system of control developed by the Oracle in conjunction with the Architect to maintain a balance in the Matrix equation. In the second movie, the Architect revealed this to Neo with the added bit of information that, still to this day, has gone over everyone's head. Neo was not the one, but the sixth.
The Matrix is older than you know. I prefer counting from the emergence of one integral anomaly to the emergence of the next, in which case this is the 6th version.
The Architect explained that Neo was an anomaly in the equation that was turned into a system of control, turned into a tool to be used on the humans who rejected the Matrix programming. Neo and his predecessors were used to control humanity. He is not the prophesized one that will save humanity and destroy the Matrix. Neo was a security system, plain and simple. Granted, this common misconception of the One was the Architect's fault for not explaining the purpose of the One more clearly. Regardless, this outrage at the appearance of a new one is unfounded, since it was presumed that at the end of each Matrix cycle, the machines need a new code bearer who can restart the Matrix. Neo was never the one, but he was the only one to break the mold and save the machines and humans, and inspired some peace between the two races. Number 4. Zion was a lie. Morpheus, Zion, and the Red Pill are all symbols of the human resistance and truth. However, they were all part of a scheme. Zion was built, destroyed, and then rebuilt by the machines.
72 hours. 72 hours.
What did you just say?
That's exactly how long Zion lasted last time.
What do you mean and who are you?
Me? Nobody. Just a spectator enjoying the ride.
It was part of a controlled dissidence. It is a place where those who reject the Matrix were sent to with the belief that they had escaped the Matrix. The underground city was never the last city of humanity. It was a prison disguised as a bastion, possibly one of many which are destroyed when the current Matrix cycle has concluded. Therefore, using the pills, Morpheus, and Zion as synonyms of truth or enlightenment shows a clear ignorance of the franchise and its story.
I have dreamed a dream. But now that dream is gone from me.
Number 3. The Matrix, an action or romance film. This was a surprisingly common complaint from the critics of The Matrix Resurrections. They claimed that the film had gone from being an action sci-fi fest with some philosophy sprinkled in to becoming a sob love story. The Matrix was part philosophical film, packed with some action and science fiction to appeal to the casual audience. The choreography and special effects were sharp, but they were in part distractions from the focus of the film. The movie tried to make us reason with its philosophical approaches, such as destiny, free will, purpose, and good versus evil. And most importantly, love as a mechanism of power and salvation. The Matrix Resurrections has a different tone because Neo is in a different simulation, but the spirit of the original trilogy is still there. The same philosophical approaches to reality and the influence of technology in our lives, as well as the love story between Neo and Trinity. Perhaps we can say that Matrix Resurrections strayed from the previous trilogy in adding more moments of levity and comedy, but they are not out of place. They were not placed there for cheap laughs. For example, the eccentric individuals working with Neo were designed to torture him, but that's a topic for another video. To define the Matrix simply by the bullet time effects is a gross underappreciation, and believing that Matrix Resurrections was not a suitable sequel because it did not wow with its special effects shows a complete lack of understanding of the theme of the plot. The Matrix is much deeper than kung fu and gunfire in slow motion. Number 2. Humans as batteries. One of the most discussed plot points in the Matrix lore is the machines using humans as batteries. This never made much sense to us, due to the amount of energy needed to keep a human alive may be greater than the amount the body produces. This argument is often used to mock the supposed plot hole in the film. However, all you have to do is to pay attention to what Morpheus says. He said that the machines used humans for energy, but combined with a new form of fusion that gave the machines the fuel needed to survive, meaning that it is a combination of methods and energy that turns a human body into a battery. In Matrix Resurrections, it is explained that the machines discovered that strong human emotions can produce even more energy for the machines.
You don't give a shit about facts. It's all about fiction. The only world that matters is the one in here. And you people believe the craziest shit. Why? What validates and makes your fictions real? Feelings. You ever wonder why you have nightmares? Why your own brain tortures you? It's actually us maximizing your output. It works just like this. Oh no, can you stop the bullet? If only you could move faster. Here's the thing about feelings. They're so much easier to control than facts. Turns out in my Matrix, the worse we treat you, the more we manipulate you, the more energy you produce. It's nuts.
This wasn't some random thing thrown together for the new movie. Rewatch the original trilogy, and you will see that this has always been there. The concept of emotions being a strong source of power. Morpheus's explanation was just simplified and incomplete. And number 1. Trinity is the new one. Perhaps the biggest negative opinion about the Matrix Resurrections is that Trinity has become the one. She can now fly and display powers that she did not have before, that Neo had been replaced, pushed to the background to prop up a lesser character from the previous trilogy, that the movie placed Trinity as the better and more powerful one. Trinity is far more significant than people realize. In fact, she is more important than Neo in the previous trilogy. How? Well, let me mention some of the reasons why. Trinity is the reason Neo came back to life and became the one. She is the reason Neo manages to manifest his powers in the real world. Why Neo rejected humanity and did not restart the Matrix. He chose her over completing the path of the one and potentially dooming mankind. The love between this man and woman is the only thing that is real to Thomas Anderson. It brought both of them back to life. Neo and Trinity always needed each other to function.
We worked for years trying to activate your source code. I was about to give up when I realized it was never just you. Alone, neither of you is of any particular value. Like acids and bases, you're dangerous when mixed together. Every sim where you two bonded, let's just say bad things happened. However, as long as I managed to keep you close, but not too close, I discovered something incredible. Turns out in my Matrix, the worse we treat you, the more we manipulate you, the more energy you produce. It's nuts. The key to it all? You and her quietly yearning for what you don't have while dreading losing what you do.
So why are Neo and Trinity equally important? Because they were both part of the Oracle and the Architect's scheme. As sappy as this may sound, Neo and Trinity, the two became one in the real world and in the Matrix. For those of us who constantly analyze these movies, Trinity gaining powers was expected. It had to happen. She has part of the anomaly's code inside her since that moment in Matrix Reloaded, and she too had been subjected to the Oracle's experiments long before she met Neo. The Matrix has always been about the relationship between Neo and Trinity. On top of all the philosophical messaging, action scenes, and now comedy, The Matrix was a tragic tale that was given a new sense of optimism. However, this could change, but we'll talk about that in a future video. In a time when simplistic movies, without any semblance of emotional or philosophical depth or stories are frequently released in theaters, many viewers came to see The Matrix Resurrections expecting to see Neo flying and fighting machines, expecting Neo to be Superman again. But instead, they got a subjugated Thomas Anderson, a tool of the machines that may have never been able to escape their control without the help of some new characters. Once he did, the only thing that mattered to him was saving Trinity. Now then, these videos are not an attempt to save the movie. Everyone has the right to their opinion on whether the movie was good or bad. What we are doing with these videos is being as objective as possible in explaining the story. Maybe some of you will end up liking the movie more. Some of you might end up hating the movie more. And that is what makes these videos fun for us. But do you agree? What other things did people misunderstand about the previous trilogy that negatively affected their perception of Matrix Resurrections? For Matrix Explained, please leave a like and subscribe, and thank you for visiting the Desert of the Real.